So here we are. We're back for the final round, part 2, the Minnesota Majestic out at the beautiful Blue Ribbon Pines. I'm Cale Leiviska.
And I'm Hugh Faundeen.
And we are very honored to be with you today. We're at the absolute most beautiful course in all of Minnesota, the legendary Blue Ribbon Pines. We have a very strong card here. Alex Russell started off the beginning of the round very hot. He's got a few stroke lead on James Proctor, Noah Meintsma, and Danny Polk. And hole 13, let's jump right into it. This is a tough hole. It is a par 3, but it's one of the tougher par 3s out there. We're actually playing to the position that you see the cone, or this cone right now. So it's a huge right to left shot for a right-handed player, and you really have to have huge power to get it far enough back to get a putt at this.
Get over there. Oh, wow.
Just
Great
like
shot.
that. That's very impressive. To get within 30 feet on this hole is pretty amazing.
Noah taking the more traditional lower flat line. You have to really have like about 500 foot power to do that big hyzer. And even him, he just didn't flip it up as much, but it was still a great shot on the tee.
And that's such a common throw. You think that you threw a great shot, but you cut it a little bit early, clip these trees, and stop your progress. You know, if there's no trees there, all these shots would be getting to about 30, 40 feet, but it's really tough to get far enough to get around that group of trees.
Danny's got that power to get over. See if he can make it around.
Oh yeah, he got that nice and wide.
Wow,
there you go,
good
Danny.
shot.
He'll be just outside the circle for a birdie putt.
Alex looks like he had a lane in there. Sometimes you can hit those trees and have, you know, forehand rollers or forehands that are just tough up shots.
Yeah, this is tough too, because if you're about 50 feet away, the out of bounds is only about 18, 19 feet beyond the basket, so you got to kind of be careful on your birdie putt. Oh, Danny, that putt, that looked really smooth too. Looks like he's calming down a little bit, but that still came up just a bit short.
Yeah, so this was definitely averaging over par 3.39. So maybe a handful of deuces all day, maybe. If that even.
Oh, James, he
thought
had the
that was down.
opportunity. I thought he was going to make that one for sure. You don't see a lot of two putts on this, so you really got to capitalize. I'm sure he's gonna wish he had that one back, obviously. So yeah, pretty standard. Yeah, no.
There's Jordan.
No, yeah, there's Jordan Castro setting. We had no twos on that hole.
There used to be a really big tree right in the middle there, so it made you go up and over. Now it's not there, so it kind of messes with you somewhat. What you do is you aim for the short pin these days and then have it float over. All pars is very common, like Cale said. Here we go. This is hole 14, par 4, 408 feet. Feels like it plays more like 470 because it's uphill, tight, low ceiling, a lot of really tight. The old position here is in this gully where you would be familiar with that turnover, but they combined it to this hanging basket. So tight off the fairway, tight off the tee, tight up the fairway, and then a hanging basket. Here's James up that left side, and he got that good.
Yeah, he did. He's throwing driver on this hole, trying to get as far up there as possible, and that is a huge shot.
And he's going to be putting.
Yeah, this is definitely, you know,
or maybe an upshot.
this is not a very big distance on this hole, so you think it'd be pretty easy, but there are just so many obstacles. Like, man, Noah hitting earlier and going left. He's going to be so far away from the hole with a full forest in between him and the basket.
That's a bad spot for Noah. That's a great forehand shot. Again, there's ABC there. A is where they were trying to go. B, Alex went, and I went even C over there on the right, hyzer. And you can throw forehands, you can throw forehand rollers, you can throw backhand rollers. A lot of options to just get distance. There's that B route, the hyzer flip up.
Yeah, really, I mean, just getting progress off the hole, off the tee, and staying clean. You don't have to do too much. Just get yourself within a couple hundred feet for an upshot to get your birdie. Taking a 3 on this hole is a very good score. Yeah, Noah's kind of scrapping his way up the fairway. He's got to get up and down for a bogey.
Some of the combined holes here at Blue Ribbon, they're great holes, but they just are, they're just not as quite as manicured as the normal fairways. So you get up there and there's a little bit more foliage than you'd be used to. And a great,
Yeah, Alex had a
right on the green.
Alex is gonna have a pretty easy birdie. His drive got way up there, and we got James Proctor here going for eagle.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh!
And watch this. You got to watch James's footing on this one. I saw this happen.
Oh, you knew about that?
Yeah, I was on the next tee and I watched him do that. That, like I said, it rained all morning, so that stump was very slippery.
And
But
that
look at
is
this.
no fear.
Yeah,
Right in the heart.
That's in the heart. That's an unbelievably solid putt for eagle.
Guaranteed only eagle ever on this hole.
Oh, it's a good thing he was holding on to that basket, or that could have been a lot worse.
He's a big boy too. That would hurt.
And then he's got to settle down the basket from this thing. Once if you hit a hard putt on it, it'll be moving a little bit. So
Very courteous move on his part. So Noah still has a par here. He's gonna run it, thinking, oh, that elevated basket. He's gonna have a tester back.
Danny's got a long birdie putt here.
Kept it high.
Oh, Noah, you can tell his putt is just a little bit off today. It's very uncharacteristic. So he's going to be losing a few strokes to James Proctor. Proctor getting the eagle here is going to get a stroke on Alex, who got the birdie, and this race is getting pretty tight.
Danny's just gonna clean up his par here. And Noah's gonna, after hitting the first tree, he did have a look for a par and bogey, so he's gonna clean up a double.
Yep, that's a tough basket to be putting on for bogey. The nerves can get the best out of you on that hole.
You gotta see that again. Look at that.
James Proctor. Yeah, I'm sure that was the only eagle on the hole all day. And look at the race is tight. We got a 1-stroke gap between Alex and James. And I'm somewhere on the second card, not too far behind this, but these guys are definitely shooting a great pace. Hole 15, one of the typical tough Blue Ribbon Pines par 4s. You have to pure a gap off the tee shot, clear the pond, and get out into this area right here where you see. And we're actually playing to this cone position right here, which is, they say 425 off the tee. So yeah, getting yourself in position off the tee is huge. If you hit early, you're going to be in bad shape. Oh gosh.
No.
I'm sorry to jinx you, James. Yeah, you're hitting early and not even being across this pond off the tee. You're still so far away from the basket, and he's probably going to have a tough look from the woods somewhere. So making this tunnel off the tee is just so crucial. This is one of the most important drives on the whole course.
And Alex is going to do that forehand. One, he wants to make sure he hits it, and he wants to stay right on that side. There's OB to the left of those trees up there on the other side of the pond. It does come into play on righty hyzer. Get through.
Oh, Danny yanking is a little bit right, but
Okay.
he's getting some local love.
And there's that OB, and he's safe. There we go.
That's the best possible scenario for Danny. He's going to have a great angle to the basket now. And Noah is the only one who's throwing the perfect shot off
There
the
it
tee,
is.
and that's how you do it.
That's gorgeous. He's way up there.
Good for Noah. He's bounced back from a really tough hole. Hopefully he can get his birdie.
Look at all the rain from earlier in the day just sitting there.
So here's James with his second shot, still pitching out to short of the pond. And now I'd say he's still got about, 450 to the basket through a very tight wooded fairway.
Yeah, the hole says it's only 450, but it feels like it plays 5+. You're exactly right. And Alex.
Oh, there's OB over on that side. Yep, he found it. There's a OB island over there.
Is that PA4 flip up? Nice shot by Danny.
Yep, this is such a tough par 4, but if you can just navigate to where Danny and Noah are up here, you know, the upshot really isn't too difficult. Noah skipping it across the lake.
So I was mistaken. The whole the preview said it was the short pin at 450, but this pin is 640. Oh, he's climbing up.
Oh no, James. That's where the next tee box is up there.
Anywhere out in the open.
And so Alex went out of bounds on his second shot, so this is for par save. I'll have to settle for a bogey.
This is what, ankle high water too. Oh, get in there.
Just caught it. Nice birdie, Danny.
Nice catch basket.
Noah doesn't know where to set his bag down.
James cleaning up a double.
And so, yeah, he laid up from
the top,
on top of the tee pad and cleaning up a 6, which is going to be tough coming off that eagle. But if you combine those scores, he just took 2 pars.
No, a birdie. Great birdie. So Noah's going to get a few on the card here.
Yeah, Noah and Danny both will pick up some strokes with that nice birdie. Let's see what these scores are at now.
So the next hole here, we're going to have the driving range hole. So we got a couple of famous holes here at Blue Ribbon Pine. Oh, Danny got that 3 as well. A couple of nice holes. It's got the big BRP sign. It's got footage marked off for you so you know how far your drive is. You tee off from this elevated position, 760 feet. It's a par 4 with some OB blocking on the right side. First shot should be right in the middle, anywhere on that 400 shot. If you want to go for it and have the 450, 500 foot power, then by all means unleash, because you're wide open.
Yeah, this creek on this hole is just perfectly placed because you really got to make a decision if you're going to go for it or lay up. If you don't commit and throw in with decent power, man, there's been so many times I'll land right in that creek. All that grassy area you see is out of bounds. So you really got to pick and choose whether you're going to lay up or not.
Those are 2 great shots. Good placement. Anywhere up there, left side here, maybe you'll be able to see the basket and not have to go over that OB.
Yeah, you know, laying up short of the creek, you definitely can still get your birdie 3, but it makes for a much longer upshot. And you can see you have an OB island in front of the basket. It looks like James is just playing a layup shot too, which is I'm a little bit surprised about because he's got plenty of power to get over this creek.
Maybe a little bit of fighting wind or just a breeze. You're just not feeling it. In the tee box, there's a forehand by Alex.
Yeah, this is a long shot from where Alex is. Let's see if he can get over.
Oh.
He just went. He found the OB island in front of the basket.
And
yeah, this hole is really just a wide open shot. And,
great!
And Ray Jordan and Blue Ribbon Pines did a great job of placing these out of bounds in spots where it definitely makes the hole very difficult. It gives it a lot of character. Ooh, this looks a little low. Hopefully he can get over the island.
Oh. Eats it up.
If you land in there, it's tough to skip out of there. That's some thick grass in there. And Danny playing the left or right shot because he had the bush blocking his path.
Oh, and there's some OB long there too.
All right, so Alex trying to save par from about 45, 50 feet. I think James is going to have the same putt.
Nice
Boom.
Jam. Oh, what a smooth release right in the heart.
Yep, great follow through. He can bang some long ones. So we got Noah and Danny. Both will have some birdie putts, although they're not super close.
Nice.
There you go, Danny.
Couple of big putts already. Noah's got to follow that up.
So Danny going back-to-back birdies on this tough stretch right here.
Little jumper. Oh yeah.
There you go. Look at Noah. He almost looks relieved. He's been having a tough putting round, but that's a good way to get the momentum going with a nice jumper.
Couple birdies for Noah.
Yeah, so Noah and Danny both going back-to-back birdies on these tough par fours. There's some big strokes to pick up right there.
Now it's just save his bogey here. He's gonna be a little disappointed with that since the whole card got some threes. They're gonna throw this.
Yeah, Alex has had a super clean round, so for him to take back-to-back bogeys is not ideal, but it's giving us a tight race though. One stroke separating Alex and James. Noah and Danny still strongly in the mix because there's plenty of tough holes left to play. Starting here, hole 17, we have an elevated tee pad, beautifully landscaped by Ray Jordan and team at Blue Ribbon Pines. This is just a wide open 440-foot shot. The basket is perched on this beautifully landscaped green. You got all the room in the world to work the shot however you want, but people who have a big, strong hyzer play are definitely have an advantage here. But Danny has turned this too much, and I think those woods are going to come into play. Yeah,
Noah's got to get that up a little.
Yeah, he's choosing to go left to right at it, but he definitely kept it a little low. It's a far shot to get to. Only the biggest arms will get the two on this one, or at least we'll put it close on this one.
Oh, plenty of power to get there. Just an unfortunate kick.
Alex putting a good move on it. It's got to get left.
Just to need a little more height, but he'll have a circle 2 putt there. Noah just has to throw an approach.
You can see Danny's in a tough spot. Some thick woods over there, but he put himself on circle's edge.
James, oh.
Yeah, James hit a tree a lot closer to the basket. It's kind of an unfortunate kick he took. Alex not able to hit the long birdie putt either. Yep, Danny found the forest off the tee and wasn't able to save his par. It's gonna be a tough bogey on a wide open hole.
And he's got plenty of power to get there too. That's
yeah, he's disappointed about that. So no birdies for lead card on this wide open 440-foot shot. It's I'd say there's probably less than 10 birdies in the whole field.
I got one on there. Hit about a 30-footer, pin high on the right.
Go.
So it's coming down to it here. Still anyone's game. Alex obviously has the lead now by 1, and Noah's right there. And Danny, there's plenty of holes left where he could birdie out and make it a challenge here. Hole 18, this is another combined hole. 400 feet, you have to throw out this tunnel. And then you have to go over to an island green with a tighter window to get out. So once you're out in the open, it's a relatively easy upshot, but getting out there is a little bit harder than it sounds.
Yeah, you got to cut this one way right.
Oh, nice shot.
Yeah, any disc that you see coming out into the open space out there is perfect because it's a very narrow gap to get out. And you could say James playing the straight gap to try to go out that way.
Oh, gosh, that's a good throw, too. So there was some issues with this one on, was it your card or more than one card? I know at least it's a few cards because I think we had it too. It's if you get out and then you miss the island, there's a drop zone, but I'm not sure if you take the drop zone or not. So people were saying just pound one out there and then go to the drop zone, but That's a good forehand by Alex. And you'll see it when we get up here. Right out in the middle. That's perfect. So I've seen island, so you want to get out there and then throw at it. But let's say that you threw straight out that hole and then got over. Would you go to the drop zone?
Yeah, it was a tough call. Could have been a little more clear.
Obviously, that's not the rule, but.
So everything over the creek is out of bounds except for the island. So
is that making it?
Let's see if James can make it in.
Oh,
that would have been just short. Yeah, so being over here, you have a relatively simple upshot to get to this island green.
Nice.
Which Alex has no problem with the forehand.
So it's a marked drop zone. So does he go where he went out of bounds or the drop zone? So we'll see what he does here. Upshot by Danny. Very nice.
Yeah, you know, for the viewer, it seems like a pretty easy par 4, but the drive is everything. It's really not easy to get out in the field where these guys are. Where the
no one on our card got out the hole.
If you do get out there, the upshot is relatively easy. And here you see James going from the drop zone to try to save his par.
Good idea.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. He came up, what, like 2 feet short of that island? That was tough.
No, getting a little run here going. And Danny, too. They both are.
Yeah.
Or Danny missed the last hole, I guess. But some of these difficult holes, these threes are crucial.
Yep, so we got 3 birdies and a bogey. And Alex is going to pad his lead a little bit on James. There's a couple people from the second card who are making moves. Yeah, you could really appreciate this. These shot trackers do such a good job of doing a lot to illustrate the hole and how people are coming up with these scores. And here we are, hole 19. This is one of my favorite holes. I know I've said that a bunch, but you got a beautiful rock outlying green with red wood chips. You have to clear a pond that, yeah, it's definitely far enough where you don't want to throw a mid-range. Pretty much everyone's going to be throwing a fairway driver or a distance driver to get over it. But to keep the disc turning left to right and get close to this basket is so tough. You'll see a lot of people throwing straight into the woods or hyzering off early. This is a grade 2, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like here's a forehand play. I think the key on this one is the correct height. That's usually the miss people make, and he got over. That's a good shot.
Yeah, he cleared by a few feet, but he's going to be within the circle.
Oh, there's Danny with a mid-range. He'll throw that M3.
Not a lot of people can make it here with the mid-range, but Danny's got tons of power.
And that's nice and high, and so it's going to come out nicely. I think he makes it. Oh, yeah, no
beautiful
problem.
Shot. Beautiful shot, and you got those tall rocks on the backside that usually will stop your disc from skipping too far along. If you can put it in that circle, usually you stay in the circle.
A little too straight there. Safe play, not in the water, but Noah hit that tree, so he's just got to lay up. He's on the green, so anything in the chips, you're doing pretty good. Forehand roller over the rocks. Nice.
And this pond is rumored to be the home of the oldest snapping turtle in Minnesota. Nice 100-pounder.
Oh, Danny. Nice putt there.
Yeah, it's a huge 2 right there, Danny.
28-footer.
Looking classy as always.
James is going to clean up his 3.
Yeah, let's see where Alex ended up. I think he's going to be just outside the rock green, but well inside the circle here.
4 is birdie. Oh, yeah, he's right there. So that was a good, nice forehand. Yeah, that pond does like to eat those discs.
Nice 2 for Alex. Get it going.
He's coming down the stretch here, and every birdie matters.
Yeah, one thing about these ponds is Ray's developed these super long rakes that are great at scooping the disc out of there.
Oh, that's
a good shot with the BRP in the background. Many iconic holes out here. Alex at 7 under for the round. He's really...
Yeah, you're probably about
Really
9 or
shooting
10
well.
under at this point, because I remember I was watching these guys and someone said, Cale's at 9 or 10.
Yeah, I had a good round going. Here we are, hole 20.
Another hole 20, par 3, 270. Looks pretty straightforward, but it is a technical hole. You want to throw something either straight that finishes left, or hyzer flip, or forehand roller. A lot of different options. Either way, you want to get it out straight to the right there and then finish left. Too early is trouble. Too late to the right is trouble. But
yeah, a good play on this is just to push one dead straight. If you just pipe one right down the middle and don't worry about going left, you'll get yourself a 30, 35 footer every time.
If you have like a mid-range that's really stable, throw it flat hard and let it dump over. But that's a really tough shot for a lot of people. So maybe just a mid-range or anything to get up that gap.
There we go, James.
That's a good up shot.
Yeah, it looks like everyone had some trouble with that except James. Got himself, might have an obstructed putt, but he's about 30, 35 feet.
Danny's going to have about a 30 footer for his par. Alex will have a tap in for his par. Nice up shot.
Yeah, it seems like Alex really doesn't make too many mistakes. If he gets off the fairway or doesn't put himself in position for a birdie, he's always making great up shots and putting himself close. And he's definitely a really solid player.
Danny had to step out to the right. There's a branch there, so kind of wants to hyzer it in there. It wasn't allowing him to. Oh,
good run there. But unfortunately, he's going to be taking another bogey. Let's see if James can sneak a birdie putt in here.
got through.
Yeah, we're coming down to the wire here. We only have 4 holes left after this, so if people are going to be making a run on Alex, they got to start right now. James, I'm sure, needed that birdie putt to get some momentum going into the end of the course here.
After the rainfall, this area was getting kind of mosquito-y, so there was getting a lot of bugs as well. It was a little stagnant air, and that'll affect everything. James was wearing a jacket earlier this round. Now he's in shorts and a t-shirt.
So yeah, Alex, 4-stroke lead, 4 holes to play. He's really distancing himself from the rest of the card. We do have a couple people on the second card charging. Hole 21. This looks like it's a wide open shot. We're actually, is that the basket we're playing to? Yeah, I think so. This one you really want to blast one. It's pretty much a full distance shot because you have to throw it flat or hyzer. You really can't move it left to right. You have to just commit to popping it straight and letting it finish left. Looks like Alex might be going a little bit too straight on this one. Yeah, he's definitely gonna leave himself about a 70, 80 feet away. It looks like it's a pretty easy hole, but it definitely gives people fits because you got to cut it tight around these trees. It's hard to get it far left enough.
Yeah, the miss usually is too high in hyzer. These guys are making sure they don't do that, so they're actually going too straight and long, which is surprising. And we'll see maybe some adjustments as these guys learn up and teach themselves.
James is a big hyzer shot, but it looks like he might have sawed that off and be heading left. Yep.
And there's the other miss that most of them were trying to avoid why they went straight.
I'm going to say Danny has this one in the bag.
Calling it? Oh, yep.
Thanks for not letting me down, Danny.
Still got a little meat on that bone. Alex just wants to get up and down and get to the next hole, and he will do that. And everyone has to make some putts here. James Proctor from about 45 feet. And he did not leave it short.
He doesn't leave him short. He's always giving it a chance. Noah, huge birdie. I had just hit a putt from that exact same spot on the previous card.
Oh yeah, you made that one, didn't you? I actually watched that.
Yeah.
His little spin putt.
Now, I wasn't following scores this entire round. I knew that I was having a pretty solid round, but I knew that I just had to pretty much birdie out if I wanted a chance. These guys had a little cushion on me going into the final round. And Danny, get it in there. There you
Nice
go,
putt.
D.
This is one you want to get here. It's one of those when you come down to it, a lot of people are going to get it. So I think what was the average? 2.61.
Yeah, so it definitely plays under par. There's not really a lot of danger, so there's hardly any bogeys on this, and definitely more than a handful of twos. So Alex is probably a little disappointed with that, but it's given us a tighter race between him and the rest of the field.
Hole 22 is par 3, 260 feet. It's going to be pretty tight. That tree limb, unfortunately, is kind of in your way. And then Ray put up a nice little blocker here so that the ace line is a little bit blocked as well. Putter most of the time. Noah's got a Nova there. Maybe a mid-range real lightly. Keep it up, go straight, and then try to get up there for a putt.
Yeah, this is your last really good opportunity for birdie. Hole 23 and hole 24 are both very tough holes. So this is one that's relatively simple hole as long as you hit the gap, and you definitely want to two this one as you were winding near to the end of your round.
And this one was aced just recently for like $2,000 or $3,000 at the league here.
Yeah, Blue Ribbon Pines is notorious for having the big ace pots, and Alex saws his off a little bit, but it gets a amazing kick, and he is up to the basket.
Okay.
All right.
James, and there's a line there. That should get up there good.
Yep, he'll be putting two.
Yeah, so this one you want to get. Noah's going to be about 30 feet out.
Oh, that looks so close. Just a
A
hair
little
short.
short,
Yep.
Back lip.
See, I think the rest of these guys are going to be able to clean up their twos pretty easily. Alex, after a great kick, he really sat off the drive, and he's well inside the circle now.
You got to take advantage of that when that happens, because it happens and everybody gets them. And Danny
peered it, and he's getting an easy birdie.
At this point, it's becoming a longer round for some people, and 24 holes at Blue Ribbon Pine is no joke. So some of these are long.
You can see the impeccable form of Danny Polk.
-8 on the round.
Alex is just having a fantastic round, 8 under par, ready to get into trouble, getting his twos and birdies when he can, and he's got the score to show it.
Gotta feel pretty good with a couple of holes left with a nice lead.
So this is hole 23. This is 397 feet. Very tough par 4 just because of this green here. You can see the tier green elevated basket. You really want to get that upshot as close to the basket as possible because you do not want to have a long putt in this hole. But pretty standard punch hyzer off the tee. Put yourself in position for the upshot.
And that's really cleaned up over the years. It's been, one of those kind of hope for it. Now it's pretty straightforward, mid-range, stable, maybe driver if you want to bite off a little bit more. But again, it's a lefty forehand or a righty hyzer.
Yeah, all these guys are just gonna punch the same hyzer off the tee, and so far they've all gotten to the perfect landing zone.
Noah says, I'm going to get closer.
There you go. So, yeah, these guys will all have about, 200 to
They're making it look easy.
50 feet to the basket.
It's not as easy as this.
So you either want to be up on that second or third tier to give yourself a nice easy putt. Danny
Stay up there.
does it. He'll be based up there. Alex
Alex
been
wants to
playing
get it
solid
close.
all day. I'm sure he's got this in the bag. Ooh, he's going to have
That's
a little
on the
bit of a
green.
tester, but he's still just inside the circle. And this is one of the things BRP is just famous for. I know I've said it before, but these landscape greens are pretty
Nice
special.
shot.
Landscape greens, landscape tee pads, colored wood chips. It's a beautiful place to play.
Birds chirping, fresh cut grass. You love this golf stuff.
He's not afraid to let us have a Happy Gilmore reference every once in a while, which we all need.
Couple of threes so far, and those two are tapping, so they
Yeah, well
did.
played by the lead card right here. Yeah, I want to give a huge shout out to Tommy Locke, who is the president of the Minnesota Frisbee Association, coming through and being the tournament director for the pro side of the event, doing a great job, working tirelessly for the last couple weeks to make everything go smoothly, and this was a wonderful Majestic.
Yeah, really ran well with the tee times. To be honest, I thought it was going to be, after the morning with the rain, that it'd be a little bit delayed, and it actually wasn't bad at all. A couple minutes, but nothing serious. And I've been in a lot of tournaments where half hour goes by. Here we go, 24, nice finishing hole, island green, 350 feet on the island or drop zone, or you can lay up short. So pin back right, so not dead center. Tough area, but fair, because the grass will catch a lot of Frisbees. It's pretty thick.
And this is a perfect finishing hole. You can see the gallery in the background. Everyone's on the deck watching. The hole is right there for you to get it if you want it, and Danny wants it.
And there's some spectators happy to see.
It's it looks like a pretty small green, but the grass is so lush and thick that if you land on that green, you're gonna stick.
Alex is laying up.
Yeah, Alex knows he's got me by a couple, so he's gonna lay up short of the green and play it smart. He doesn't need the birdie, so he's not gonna go for it.
Sounds good. And then get up there. Oh.
Yeah, James not quite enough power, coming up just short. He's out of bounds. He'll be playing from the drop zone.
Noah throwing a putter. Not very often you'll see a putter thrown. Sit.
Yeah,
Oh,
that'll stick.
That rubber.
You can see the Minnesota faithful loving it up there. Some good action. And Alex just needs to lay this up for a 3 and secure the victory, and he puts it nice and close. I think he had me by 2. Yeah, Alex had me by 2 strokes coming into this hole, so he knows a 3 is all he needs. Even a bogey will still win it, so he could lay this up if he wanted, but I think he's a crowd pleaser.
For the win.
Alex Russell.
And he just played solid. He didn't take any big numbers. He got a lot of birdies. He played those hard holes like everyone wants to play him. So
yeah, all 3 courses we played for the Majestic are very technical, and it looked like Alex has a very solid, sound game, obviously, and he played fantastic for 3 rounds. Played in some heat, some rain. And you can see I'm walking up with the 30-year-old Majestic trophy. Some of the best names in disc golf are on this trophy.
There is the man himself, Cale Leiviska. His name is on that thing plenty of times.
Alex Russell. Congrats, buddy. Yeah, it's a 30-year-old trophy. There really is a ton of history. Some of the Ken Climo, Barry Schultz, many world championships on that course, or on that trophy. And Alex Russell, a very solid up-and-comer. Look for him this year. We got to say thanks to everybody for watching. We hope you enjoyed the Par Save Productions coverage. This is these guys are really stepping it up, and we're honored to be a part of it. I want to thank Blue Ribbon Pines, Prodigy Disc, our title sponsors. Thank you, Hugh.
And you, Cale.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, and yeah, hopefully we'll do more of these. Hopefully some of you guys can make it out for the Majestic next year. We're gonna do it bigger and better. And yeah.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe below. Leave your comments if you'd like.
Par Save Productions, they're doing some big things. Look for them out on tour this year.